what's cracking, everybody? I'm back again with another episode of Teen Themed Thursday. Yes, and today's theme is African Safari. So I'm bringing Pokemon you might find on an African Safari, with the exception of Kangaskhan there, and I'll explain why later. But I'm bringing Kangaskhan, Feraligatr, Zebstrika, Pyroar, Girafarig, and of course Donphan against my opponent Spinks, who's got a pretty powerful looking team there and kind of annoying with the Dragonite, Arcanine, oh my god Arcanine, Gliscor, Sylveon, Gengar, and Porygon 2. So let's get this thing underway. Listen to the Team Flare soundtrack. It's like probably my second favorite of all the soundtracks. Anyways, he's gonna issue the challenge as we lead off with Fanny Pack, the Kangaskhan. Dig the nickname, don't you? So he leads off with Porygon 2, and I'm like, alright, I want to go for the Drain Punch here. Sorry, Power Up Punch, but I'm afraid he's gonna switch into Gengar, so I stay as a regular Kangaskhan just in case. Because, of course, I do have that Scrappy, as you see this thing, this duck here copied me. He goes for a Tri-Attack, and I'm hoping for a Burn or a Paralysis because my Kangaskhan's packing the Facade. So, either way I win, unless it's a Freeze. So I go ahead and Mega Evolve here, because I figure, you know what, I'll just take the gamble, go for the Power-Up Punch, or even the Return this time. Actually, the Return. Because I'd rather take this thing out faster instead of having to deal with it right now. And it lives with like a sliver of HP, so I'm like, alright, hopefully you can like burn me here. Anything but the freeze, anything but the freeze. And he doesn't get anything again, so I'm like, wow, the hacks are not with you today. So I take him out with a Sucker Punch. I'm really surprised he did not switch into Gengar at all there, because if he did, it would have caused some problems for me. But he goes and leads out with, sorry, not leads out, sends out his Dragonite, his shiny Dragonite. Dudley the Dragon, that's what I would name mine. So I'm gonna retreat here because I want to get some damage off on this thing, but I have to break the multi-scale first. So I lead off, what do I keep saying lead? I go into Toys R Us, and she's gonna take this extreme speed not too well. So at this point, I wasn't even gonna go for a light screen, I just went for the Dazzling Gleam, see if Toys R Us could live it, but unfortunately she goes down to another extreme speed. So now it's up to J-Lo, my Zebstrika. Hopefully I can outspeed this thing here with a Volt Switch, which I do, and I'm happy that he did not switch into Gliscor there, because if he did, I would have been kind of thrown into a whirl of panic, for lack of a better term. So I go into Stampy, my Donphan, as he gets greedy and goes for the Dragon Dance. My friend, I don't think that was the right choice for you, because my Donphan is bulky as heck and is wearing an Assault Vest, except his is black. So I go for the Ice Shard there, getting some good damage off of this Dragonite. He decides to go for a Dragon Claw, so I'm like, alright, if I can live a Dragon Claw at an extreme speed, I'll be good. So here's a moment of truth. Come on, Stampy. Come on. Yes! He lives it at 9. We take this thing out with another Ice Shard. All is well in the village of the African Safari. If you're from Canada, and you know about African Lion Safari, that's the theme song for this team. Anyways, now we see the Arcanine, and it gets the Intimidate off too, so I'm like, oh my gosh. So I decided to let Stampy go down here to extreme speed because I did want to keep him for the Gliscor, but I've got my Feraligatr, who's going to make an appearance very soon because this Arcanine must die. So I go into Crikey, my Feraligatr. Yes, I know it's an Australian nickname, but whatever. He packs the Wild Charge, and I'm like, oh snap! Crikey lives that, so good on you, mate. Good on you. And I'm going to go for the Waterfall here. I think. Yes, I do. Looking back, I don't know why I did that. Because, he could have went for the extreme speed there, and I don't know if I would have lived that. But yeah, risks and rewards, people. Risks and rewards. So Crikey is on his last limb here. And he sends out Sylveon. So I'm like, okay, I gotta get damage off on this thing. Because I can take it out with priority moves if it's almost dead. So I go for the Waterfall, I get it, and it almost takes this thing out. I'm like, wow, are you kidding me? And lo and behold, the one time I face a Sylveon, it does not go for a Calm Mind first turn, it goes for a Moonblast. So that's the end of Crikey. But good on you, mate. Good on you. So I'm going to go into Mustafa here, my Pyroar. Not only is he resistant to fairies, but I go for the Dark Pulse, just in case he wanted to switch into the Gliscor or Gengar. It would have been really nice to see the Gengar there, so Mustafa could just like tear him up. But he's going to send out Fiat Arba. And this thing is a Gliscor, which is... I can't even describe to you how much I hate Gliscors. They look cool, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I go into J-Lo. Questionable decision on my part, but I knew the Earthquake was coming, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna need Mustafa for later for that Gengar, should I be able to take out this Gliscor. So, sorry about that, J-Lo. You didn't see any action today, but good stuff nonetheless. So he gets poisoned, and I'm kicking myself here because I could have my Pyro is holding the Choice Scarf, and I could have Will-O-Wisp this Gliscor, but you know what? In hindsight, it could have missed, so I went into Fanny Pack just to get a return off here. Just to get some damage in, and that's looking real nice right now. So of course he gets this Poison Heal, and I'm like, alright, I hope you go for the Toxic here. Goes for the Protect, and I'm like, crap. Alright, I have to take this thing out, but how am I gonna do it? So he probably thinks I'm gonna go for another Sucker Punch here, and he's probably thinking, what can I do to avoid Sucker Punch damage? And yes, he goes for the Toxic, but he actually misses, and I go for the Facade anyways. But yeah, you'll see here that things just get lucky as hell. Holy crap, Crit City, guys. Not really, but that right there, I was just so happy to take this Gliscor out. So now he sends out Jin, which I believe is his last Pokemon here. And there's nothing really much he can do to me at this point. I mean, he could go for a Destiny Bond and make things 1-0. But I always have my Mustafa sitting in the back there, ready to hit this thing up with a Dark Pulse, if anything should happen. But Fanny Pack goes ahead and takes this Gengar out with a Sucker Punch, so it's super effective, ladies and gents. You will not believe the amount of times I had to challenge people. I don't know what's with people these days. Like, come on, like the bigger YouTube channels, if you could like do like some kind of PSA, public service announcements, to people who just rage quit when they're losing. Because I mean, it takes forever and ever. Like this team it's hard enough to win with a team like this. But when you start winning and people disconnect on you after 2 of their Pokemon faint, it gets real frustrating. But anyways, I digress. That was another episode of Themed Team Thursdays. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought this team was really fun to put together. Not so fun to find a battle with, but it is possible to win with it. So, hope you enjoyed it. As always, smash that like button for me. It really gives me the support I need, and I'll see you guys next time.